People, that ending though, if you know, you know, okay? Black Clover chapter 276, potentially the final chapter of Black Clover 2020, and it's very interesting and I like it. I really like it how Tabata, if you've been of course following the manga week per week, then you will remember that it was around this time last year, almost exactly, that Yuno went up against Zenon and got torn apart. He got destroyed. He was left there in a very, he was down bad, okay? Just keep it as simple. He was down bad. And now 1 year later, it almost feels like he went through a year's time skip. Yuno is back with a vengeance, with a vengeance. Oh my god, the puns is all over the place. Very big. Yeah, baby. Big pun reference. Nobody got it. You know, get it? Yeah, big pun. Yeah, baby. Oh. Alright, well, whatever. Anyway, Black Clover, Chapter 276, the rematch, Yuno versus Zenon. You got Langris there looking like, damn, I wish I was as cool as you, Yuno. You got Bell talking a little smack there to Zenon. It was just like, oh, but that transformation, though, that Yuno transformation, we gotta talk about it. Without further ado, people, let's talk some of that Black Clover greatness. Asta has a lot of training to do if he want to catch up to what the hell Yuno is on right now, because I think Zenon was just kind of taken back. He got the wind knocked out of him. No, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here with these puns today, but okay, let's get into it.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be, though.
So the chapter picks up from where the last one left off, with everybody, of course, arriving to the Dark Triad. But in this section in particular, you got Yuno versus Zenon, and Langris is there as well. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of had a little bit of a chuckle throughout the chapter of Langris, because, like, you know, going from the... And he's still a cocky guy. He's still, you know, arrogant and all of that jazz. But you could definitely see he has realized, he has come to grips to a certain degree with, man, I am not great at all. But Zenon asks, Yuno, how are you alive? Because again, remember last time we saw him, he left him there for dead. He was there on death's door with Bell there crying and stuff like that. And he's like, well, it was due to Captain Vengeance, which again, keeping alive the fact that Captain Vengeance, however you want to say, William Vengeance, despite the fact that he's been out of commission for, again, a year in our time at the very least, he was very vital in allowing Yuno and some of the Golden Dawn members to continue and proceed living because of the sacrifice he made, which I still wonder if William Vengeance didn't have that mindset of like, yo, I gotta save the Golden Dawn, I gotta save my people and whatnot, would he have been able to really take out Zenon? And the irony of it, you know, I never really thought about the irony of it, because remember when he had Patri inside of him and they did the whole battle and, you know, he betrayed the kingdom and he went up against Julius and whatnot, one of the things why he was able to succeed in defeating Julius was the fact that Julius was protecting his people. So by him protecting, he was weakened and they were able to get the drop on him and take him out. Same thing happened with Vengeance, so you could definitely see he was inspired by Julius, and it took me a whole freaking year to come to grips with that, but that's really interesting to see that the Wizard King and everything that he did, Vengeance realized, yo, that's how a true leader rocks, and he took inspiration, despite, you know, the mistakes he made in the previous arc, and utilized it to allow his people, and now Yuno is there going ham. And they proceed to battle. Yuno says he's aware of the bone magic that Zenon uses, how it's really almost impenetrable and it has regenerative capabilities. So, you know, at the very least you could tell that Yuno came prepared for this battle. He really did his homework. He made sure that the training that he did for this whole battle, this whole ordeal, was actually put to good use. He made sure he did everything he can. So if Yuno doesn't win completely, like, let's just say, okay, because I don't think that Yuno's going to get the complete dub. I don't think this is going to be the end of the Dark Triad thanks to Yuno. I think something there is going to be more so probably a technicality, whether it be once Zenon gets, you know, uses his devil powers, Yuno just couldn't understand how much stronger this guy is once he goes 80-90% or however long he can go, however high he can go, because remember there's a limit. They can't go all the way 100 because they're like in different realms and whatnot. But I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor, because again, as of right now, Yuno's going wild. And Langris, the first of his comments where he says, it seems like you went on quite a spree while I was away. And you could see it in his face, fam. You could see that he's low-key scared while he's saying that, like, And he doesn't even believe himself. Like, yo, if you're gonna talk that talk, if you're gonna talk some smack, at least say it with your chest out. You know what I'm saying? Say it like a man, Langris. Like, as you can tell, I'm not too much of a Langris fan. I don't know. I feel as though, like, yeah, he's trying to redeem himself, but there's still part of him, like, even though he knows completely, like, he's out the ball game in this one. Like, he's nowhere close to YUNO'S level, or especially Zenon. He's there, like, I mean, I guess I gotta give it to him. He's trying, so there's that, but I don't know. I might be a Langris hater. Because then we get Langris versus Zenon, and Zenon is talking some smack too. He's like, oh, y'all could talk smack? Bet. And he's like, if it wasn't for me being alive, you might be one of the best spatial magic users, but happens to be, you know, I was born. Yeah. Yo, even Zenon, like, shout outs to Zenon. Thank you for shitting on Langris. I don't know. Maybe it was that whole thing I still haven't gotten over of what he did to ForneverWorld back then. I don't know. And throughout the chapter, Zenon continues to talk smack to Langris. He's like, yeah, I bet y'all thought if you would use your spatial magic, it would be able to cancel me out, cancel my spatial magic out. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all won't take one step before dying. And I'm just like, Zenon, are we gonna have a repeat of last year? Throughout the chapter, as I'm reading up to this point, I'm like, yo, is he about to put them in caskets right now? Is he about to put them in the dirt? But that's where everything changed up, and man, the action in this chapter, because once Bell comes out, I'm like, okay, where is this going, fam? Where is this going? Bell shows up, and I love how even, like, I don't know, what was it with this chapter now that I think about it? Like, everybody was just talking smack, because then Bell comes out, and she starts talking shit to Zenon, too. Because Bell's like, yo, you bony loser. And I was like, damn, everybody just, I don't know, maybe everybody in this chapter is just in a bad mood. Maybe Yuki Tabata was in a bad mood when he drew this, and he was just like, everybody's gonna talk smack, because that's what I'm feeling right now. Because then we get Spirit Dive, Spirit of Boreas, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and Yuno starts to undergo a transformation, and oh, it seems as though it's a completed form of, you know, his spirit form that he's been using up until this point with the halfway crown. This time the crown is all the way around. He looks like straight up royalty. He has like the king's outfit and everything, and I'm just like, oh my god, Yuno, let's go. I don't know how Asta's new design or new power up or his new transformation with Lieb is going to look or whatever, but this is going to be a tough one to surpass. Yuki Tabata did his thing, and I've always said it, I'm a very, very huge fan of Yuki Tabata's character designs, and he just always knows how to step it up. Like, don't get me wrong, I really, really love the halfway crown. It looked very, very, like, just straight up, like, rugged, but at the same time, awesome. Now it's completed, and it almost feels as though it's a representation of Yuno completing his training and getting to the point where he needed to be, which I ain't gonna lie, I don't know exactly, I guess it would be Spirit of Boreas, but I like to call it Yuno King Mode, and I think that's what I'm gonna refer to it as, Yuno going into his King Mode, baby, King's up. And one of the things I'm always fond of in Black Clover, right, because, you know, Asta, his goal is to be the Wizard King, Yuno's goal is the same thing, to be the Wizard King, and every other shonen, you know, One Piece, I'm gonna be the King of the Pirates, Naruto, I'm gonna be the Hokage, it's always like, you know, the main character of the good guys squad that is screaming that. The fact that his rival has been from day one and continues to say that, I like that. That definitely feels a little bit more fresh of like, yo, Yuno's not the main character, he's one of the main characters, but Asta's the main, he's the MC of it all. And to hear Yuno say, I'm the man that's gonna be the Wizard King, I love that, because it gives a little unpredictability. Like, maybe Yuno could be, and maybe Asta will follow up afterward, or maybe one of them will be the king and one of them will be the Wizard King, something along the lines of that. But I love that. It definitely feels as though it just gives a little slight twist, almost as if like they're doing what, think again, Naruto, like what Hashirama wanted with him and Madara. Like, they could have been double Hokages, and he would say like, Madara, you're the other Hokage as well. It kind of feels like that in terms of, you know, there's potential for two. Kind of gives me, I don't know, feels of that, but just in general, it's its own thing at the same time of like, yo, there's two of the MCs that from day one have been vying for this title, and Yuno screams it even now in the middle of a very, very hectic and chaotic climactic battle against Zenon. And Zenon notices that with this transformation, he doesn't have control of the mana within the zone and whatnot, so it's definitely a step up. And one of the things when Zenon says, oh shit, it's not even like the form or whatnot, it's just that this dude is so beloved by mana, like, Yuno is very special at the end of the day, and that's the topsy-turvy of it, and that's always been the caveat of Black Clover. Of it's not necessarily exclusive to Black Clover or anything like that, but with Yuno being like, you know, the talented one, he's just so enriched with, like, he has the, think of it like this, he has the plot armors of plot armor. The plot loves him so much that it puts like 3 layers of plot armor on top of him, is what it's trying to say there. And then more smack talk when Yuno says, didn't you say we wouldn't take a step without dying? And he blasts through Zenon, and I'm like, yeah, he's not down. even though as epic as I looked great. That was a like, what a way to end Black Clover 2020 with an epic shot and an epic, you know, going full circle from last year's events or even earlier this year, closing out the battle of Yuno versus Zenon, closing it out and whatnot with a shot like that. It looked great. Again, I don't buy for a second that Zenon is down. He's going to rejuvenate. He's going to regenerate. He's going to use probably 80%, and that's where the real battle is going to begin. But I just got to give, yeah, Tabata with those designs. There's something about his art that I just be looking at it like, this looks so freaking cool. Fire, fire. Or wind, I guess you could say, because you know, wind, you get what I mean. And he's like, yo, you were talking to the wrong guy. And I don't know why Tabata decided to end the chapter with the final panel being of Langris talking shit. Like, you are lethally poor loser. And you can tell that he's just like scared and in shock at the same time of everything. It's like, yeah, you've been outclassed, man, by a commoner and by this creep motherfucker. But yo, this chapter, very simple chapter of basically the get back to the get back of Yuno versus Zenon. Yuno's new transformation. Again, I'm going to dub it King Modo. Yeah, King Modo. Curious what you guys think about it. What do you think about Yuno's new form versus Zenon? What do you think about, or what is your prediction of where this is going to go? Again, to be honest with you, with all the epicness, all the insanity, the get back and all that stuff, I still don't feel like Yuno is going to completely win this. I still feel like there's a high probability that Zenon is going to go 80%, and that's where the real battle is going to begin, and that's where Yuno is going to be like, King Modo is not that sugoi. And your overall thoughts and expectations for Black Clover Chapter 277 and beyond. 2020 for Black Clover has been a great year. It's been a great year. A lot has happened. It feels as though we got like 2 or 3 years worth of story in one. But man, I gotta praise that. Yo, Tabata, the character design for Yuno, his king mode, amazing. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And yo, I don't give a shit. I gotta say one more time. That king mode design for Yuno is god tier. I love it. Shouts out to Tabata, one of the best character designs in all of Shonen Jump. Like, his character designs are just, from Hungry Joker days to now, top tier. Salute.
It's nights like this and times like this.
What's that?
That I can give another hit, but I've got this inside a switch, a natural bliss, but that